I would like to invite Liz Bickel onto the stage. We have a blowout. Okay, all right.
Yeah! Liz Bickel!
Aren't you a mighty fine looking young feller? Seat here free?
Yes.
Goddamn right it is. This is America, son. Proud to be American. At least I know I'm free. I really don't want to sit down, but now I took the chair and I kind of feel obligated because someone might have actually wanted to sit in it. So now I'm going to. So, how's everyone been since the last MNMOM? Yeah? Anything exciting happened to anybody in the last month? No?
Yeah.
Well, guess what? I had quite an exciting month. My car caught on fire. I'm going to tell that story, but also to recap my month. I encountered a raccoon with rabies. In Snyder County, what a surprise. I have 2 cats now. I found them in a parking lot. That's true, I really did. His name's Gary. I was gonna change it, but then he really likes to remove skin from my body. So I decided to keep his name, because, you know, there's a serial killer named Gary Ridgway. I thought it was appropriate. Anyway, so my car catching on fire. This is weird. I'm just gonna return it now. Because you can do that in America.
Son of a bitch.
You really can return just about anything. I used to work customer service in retail. I had a woman return Spanx once that she was wearing when she walked into the store. And got a new pair. Anyway, car catching on fire. I was driving to Williamsport on a Friday night that I actually had off work. I was deciding to be social, which is a mistake. And I decided to stop for drive-thru, like the American that I am. And I was at Wendy's, I order my food, I pay for it, I go to the second drive-thru window, and I'm behind a car and I see a whole bunch of smoke. And I'm like, oh, it must be the car in front of me's exhaust. Because my car had given me no indication that anything was wrong. I looked, and then the car pulled away and the smoke was still there. So I was like, maybe I should park my car and check it. And so I did, after I got my food, of course. And as I'm driving to park, the smoke kind of went away, so I'm like, oh, maybe it was just a vent. But better to be safe than sorry. That's why they invented condoms. Anyway, so I popped the hood, shut the car off, put the car in park, shut it off, then I popped the hood. And I'm a girl, I don't really know too much about vehicles other than, you know, oh, my antifreeze is empty, that's not good. So I don't really know what I'm looking for. And I'm looking around, and I'm not really seeing anything that would give a clueless girl like me any indication that something's wrong, until I happened to see orange down in the bottom corner, and it was flames. And I was like, oh shit, that's a fire. So I had like that 5-second panic of, who do I call? And at first, like, I don't know why, but I was like, I'm gonna call my mother. And then I'm like, she can't do anything. So I called 911, and the phone call pretty much went as follows. Hello, thank you for calling 911. What is your emergency? Hi, my name is Elizabeth Bickel, and I'm at Wendy's on 11 and 15, and my car is on fire, and I don't know what to do. Please hold. hold while I transfer you. Wait, my car's on fire. 911, thank you for holding. What is your emergency? I already told you my car's on fire. My name is Elizabeth Bickel. It's on 11 and 15 at Wendy's. Where is your car located? I told you it's at Wendy's on 11 and 15, but where? It's in the parking lot. Well, it's the issue. My car is on fire. My car is on fire. It's on fire. What part of this do you not understand? Where is the fire located? It's in my fucking car. But where in your car? I don't know. It's down at the bottom. It's orange. It's flames. Can you please just get someone here, please? Thank you, ma'am. Please calm down. Someone will be on their way. So the first thing I do after I get off the phone as I'm freaking out is I get out my phone to call a really good friend of mine who didn't answer his phone and didn't even call me back because he thought I was making it up because I'm such a kidder. And then the next thing was I'm freaking out, and of course I'm like, I'm gonna die. My car is gonna explode and I'm going to die. It wasn't that calm in my head. But when something like that happens, I think the first thing you think of, or at least for me, is I was like, shit, what do I take from my car? And I'm looking and I'm panicking because I'm trying to decide if I should empty my car in case it explodes everywhere. And I ride horses, so I have a saddle in my back seat. I also have a mixer and a blender. And I'm like, shit, what do I need to take this stuff out? Like, what if it explodes? I need this mixer, I need this blender. You know, because you always need those when you break down on the side of the road. So then the first responders get there. They weren't even in a fire truck. It was a pickup truck. And it was two dudes in plain clothing. And they're like, what's the problem? I'm like, my car is on fire. Like, what? And I'm crying, and they're like, are you okay? And I'm like, well, I'm standing here, but my car is on fire. Well, we don't see any flames. It's down in the bottom. Oh, something sure smells hot. Well, no shit. So they're looking around, and then and of course, I'm standing outside crying. Not a single person in the drive-thru, in the parking lot, coming in or out of Wendy's, thought to maybe help me. Because everyone was an asshole, and I probably looked crazy. So then the fire truck comes, and they're bringing a fire extinguisher. And of course, I'm like, you can't use that. And they look at me, and I'm like, it'll damage my car. Because it will. And in the meantime, then my mother calls me, and I'm crying, and she's like, what, you know, like, hey. She's like, what's wrong? I'm like, my car's on fire! Liz, calm down. Use your words. Use your words. What are you saying? Stop talking. Breathe. Tell me what's wrong. My car is on fire, Mom. I don't know what to do. My car is on fire, and I think I'm gonna die. Well, where are you? I'm at Wendy's. I got a state trooper wants to talk to me, and I think I'm gonna get arrested. I think I'm gonna die. I gotta go by. And I just hung up on her. The fire did go out by itself, so I looked like an ass. But what the firemen's, their solution was to just take my car apart, and they're like, ma'am, we don't know what caused the fire, but you do have some charred wires, so you probably shouldn't drive it. Not that I could, because everything that they took out, they didn't bother to put back in. They just put my passenger seat. So I sat at Wendy's for 3 hours by myself trying to figure out what the fuck to do. I don't really have a good ending to this because basically what happened was my uncle's mechanic came, fixed it enough for me to drive it to a garage, and then I got it fixed for free because this is America and that's what you do.